I told you I was coming back. I told you. I got time tonight. So we're going to wait till you come back in.
My affirmations of a real beat. You on your shit, you on your shit. You the one, ain't nobody fucking with you. Hype me up, hype me up, hype me up. I hype me up. I got 99 problems, but I got 100 reasons. If it rains, sleet, or snow, I'm a ball air season. Cause I gotta hype me up, hype me up, hype me up. I hype me up. Say I'm enough, even when it's tough. I can fall 1,000,000 times and I'm still getting up. Bullshit is for the birds, broke shit is for the dogs. Early birds get the worm first. He had me so much. I know I can, I know I can. Do what I wanna do what I wanna do. If you don't believe in me, if you don't believe in me, I don't give a fuck about you. Get your ass to the bed. I know I am, I know I am. No, I'm motherfucking fresh.
No, I'm motherfucking fresh.
It just take a little time, had to come and set it down. Nothing more, nothing less. Teaching ain't like Uncle Phil. I'm healthy, I'm working, I'm a motherfucking guy. If it's for me, then it's for me. What I tell them all the time. If you walk up by my life, I just take it as a sign. 3 fingers to the sky, total read between the lines. What? Ass gets foul, y'all. Stomach gets flat, y'all. Don't give a fuck if you can't see it, he don't need now. Chase, side track, I'm the one to be exact. Face card, don't decline, and my body still snap. You know what I'm saying? And I know that I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. I'm the one, not the two. You can't shit on me. So many sacrifices, I can never quit on me. On me, leave my daily affirmations, put that shit on me.
Miss Tori, if I can't get the closed caption on for you tonight, I will hop in your inbox and give you a summary of what's going on because I understand your circumstances. But again, I don't know how to do the closed captioning on the studio. But again, back to what I was saying a while ago, because again, people be wanting my input on certain things and then get mad when I respond because they done spent all these years out here lying for no damn reason, putting themselves in the midst of bullshit for no damn reason. But hey, it is what it is. Happy birthday, Miss Lady T. I guess this the Wednesday is your birthday, huh? You ain't tell me last time you jumped on the live, but happy birthday. Back to the video. Again, this channel does not promote bullying or harassment. This video is for educational purposes only because people keep wanting to ask stupid ass questions. So I'm going to give you the answers throughout my commentary. How about that?
You know, get all the cases from Payson.
Can we use that thing?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I'll read this stuff from Payson.
So I guess that's what they call on pro.
It ain't just me, it's a whole.
Yeah.
Once you start getting up there, you'll have people that's dedicated to following you, and then you get them a wrench on your page. You know, a wrench would help them moderate the chat. When people talking, people come in talking up in your chat.
Now I'm talking like it ain't just me, it's other people. They not there talking about other people. They there talking about you and what they perceived out of the type of content you like to put out here, you know?
While you sitting there talking, you're going to start seeing people.
When you got moderated.
Yeah, yeah.
See, that's why
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Like me.
And that's how I got in this situation. I wouldn't doubt that somebody ain't like this dude or whoever he is was watching my YouTube page and felt, oh, let me watch his YouTube page and he did this. No, somebody that don't like me on YouTube probably took that and then reached out to him to fuck my lights up the same way they already did the well-being checks, break my property, told you I could fake like I moved. It's all true.
Have you satisfied your YouTube desires? Sorry, we were talking about here on the phone because I don't know.
It's funny every time I hear him say that. Did you satisfy your YouTube desires? Because again, it's a lot of YouTubers that give commentary, to read paperwork, that give their freedom of speech without doing all this extra shit in between, making subliminal threats and shit, but openly threatening everybody else on these platforms that nobody gave a shit about. So I don't understand why you're going to hear this agent come out here and say the same shit that I told y'all, which is clearly, even if hypothetically people were sending in shit as they boldly got on these platforms saying, even though they couldn't send a motherfucking thing to help R. Kelly, they was out here stirring the pot, inciting people to keep doing fuck shit. So again, when you got people out here saying they sending shit to the prosecutors, these people are out here harassing so-called victims and this and that, and all this extra shit that didn't have to occur, just keep all that as a side note.
I understand a lot of this stuff. Like, I understand.
What you gonna do on that phone?
What's that?
What you gonna do on that? What would you do on that?
YouTube. I touched it for music and music only because I read the comments once, and it was horrible. It was legitimately horrible people.
If you're gonna start off on music and all that stuff, let's go back. One little step of something, right? And then just make a rant. Like a rant.
Can't do that.
Like instead of ranting, like just make a rant. Like today, I used the music thing. I found out that when you use it like this instead of like this, if you go right here, then you do it like this. Just make it short and see what type of make a little instructional videos. Once you get traction from
that. I'm so sorry, man. Yeah, that is Ryan. We called him during dinner, and that's why we had this little bit of time. He had to put the kid down.
So Ryan, give me any type of slack or anything, man. I know for a fact.
He must think these motherfuckers is crazy. When have you seen this motherfucker make any instructional video? Any instructional video?
I didn't threaten no government official. How many years of facing for this stuff? How the hell did I go federal for this and not for something else? If I was gonna go federal, with all the shit I've been through in life, why can't I go federal for something that I actually did? Not sitting in my goddamn house playing with my kids. I did it, man.
Well, he's ready. You want to talk?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna put him on.
How long?
How do you say his last name? How's it spelled? I think that's Shabu. I think it's French. Yeah, it's French. Hey, man. Hey, Ryan. Hey, you're on speaker here with Mr. Gunn. Okay. All right. Yeah, we're here at the Bolingbroke Police Department, and we're about to head to the MCC. I just wanted to give you guys a chance to clear the air and be on the same page.
Okay. Mr. Gunn, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so sir, I'm Ryan Shimo. I'm sure I told you already. I'm special agent out of New York and HSI. Okay. So I'm the one who actually swore up the complaint on you. Okay, so some things that I wanted to talk to you. They said that you've been very cooperative with them, which I appreciate that. And I wanted to talk to you about a couple of things. One is, do you live in New York?
Not at all. I live in Chicago.
Where do you live at?
I live in Chicago. Where do you think you live at? Bolingbroke.
Well, we're in Bolingbroke. What's your address?
602 Cumberland Lane.
Okay, how long have you lived there, sir?
12 years.
Okay. Do you live with anyone else?
RENY. I went to New York one time for a trial. I never went back after that.
What trial was that, sir?
I went to see the R. Kelly trial because he's from Chicago. So I went up there to see if it was true or fake.
Okay, when was that? Do you remember what date that was?
What's up, Alicia?
September.
What year?
Judah, EJ, how y'all
Yes,
doing?
do you remember what time frame you stayed in New York? Were you just there for a day or a week? Or
I probably was there for 5 days, 4 or 5 days.
okay, was that at the beginning of September towards the end? Do you remember?
Beginning. I had a civil lawsuit going on in the Dirksen building in Chicago. When I had a little break in between that time, I went to go and see the trial in New York and came back to finish my civil rights case.
Okay, and how did you get to New York?
Now, I ain't the smartest person in the world, but if I knew that I was brewing up all these janky ass lawsuits because I can't motherfucking act right in civil society, and then I want to turn around and hoop and holler about some civil rights violations, would I spend my time beefing with people on the internet that keep saying I'm sending shit to the prosecutors, to the investigators, to all this shit, and then getting on these platforms lying, talking about prima donna this, prima donna that, and everybody sitting around watching this janky ass motherfucker put up my child, my kids, my family, people that's on my Facebook page that ain't got shit to do with shit, displaying the type of behavior that he really engages in on this platform that got these people's attention. Now, again, if somebody was sending in his shit to these prosecutors and they decided to watch, if you weren't doing anything with malicious intent, why the fuck would they act so quickly? According to what you're going to hear them say, they didn't want to take a risk that this man was just playing on his computer with these prosecutors. But according to them, we, the tax-paying citizens, we should ignore the shit motherfuckers is doing on these platforms.
Did you fly?
I drove my car.
Okay, what kind of car is that?
Ford Flex.
Okay. Well, when was the last time? So was that the last time you were in New York?
Yeah, and I had a horrible experience.
Do you recall when you left?
I had to get back to I had a civil lawsuit going on in the Dirksen building, so I had to get back to my case.
Yeah. Do you remember like what time you had to get back there by?
I was only there 4 to 5 days. I only had a small break here. Before the second week was over, I was gone. Something like that.
And you haven't been back in New York since?
Nope.
Specifically, listen, I don't beat around the bush. I'm just going to come at you with it, and I'm hoping that you can clarify or clear something up.
All right.
Okay, and one of those things is certain posts that you did referencing the prosecutor's office building from the R. Kelly case. Do you know what I'm referring to?
What did I tell about the building?
Do you remember saying anything about
Yes, I remember saying where the building was located and that people need to call down there and ask the state's attorney why they're not locking up the parents if this man took advantage of little kids.
Is that all you remember saying?
Yeah, for the most part.
Do you remember referring to storming the building, sir?
Hell no. Storming. I don't even talk like that.
So that's not accurate then?
No, I don't even talk storming the building. That's white people words. Storming the Capitol. I don't want to be rude or nothing, Ryan, if that stuff is open.
Right here.
I don't want to be rude or nothing, Ryan, but honestly, with the government officials we have here in Chicago, why would I want to make a threat to some government official in New York? I don't even know their name.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to clear up, sir.
I believe somebody reached, Ryan, not to cut you off, Ryan, but I highly doubt that you just came across my YouTube page and you seen me say something that led us there. I would believe that somebody reached out to your office and probably, that's how I got here. And I'm saying that to say that I done had several well-being checks from this YouTube garbage. I done had windows broken out in the middle of the night. Recently, I had to get a U-Haul and fake like I moved because my address being posted, et cetera, et cetera. So,
I know about that as well, for sure. So.
That is so damn funny. He sitting there and tell them, oh, they doing this to me. They doing this to me. I had to pretend like I'm moving, but on the internet, he Donna. He untouchable. Why the fuck would you pretend like you move if you ain't scared of shit? If you weren't engaging in doing the same shit you crying about, the same way you've been crying on these YouTube streets all these years, would it be a point of discussion now in this interrogation? Oh, okay.
So there's some other things that I'm concerned with, sir, because I've seen some posts that.
Concerned. What specific word was the threat?
I'm getting into some additional posts that I'm concerned about.
Okay.
And page here. So there's also several posts that I've seen where you're holding what appear to be sample firearms.
Let me say something about that too. Those pictures.
Oh yeah, Dana, you heard it well. Because in this interrogation, he said out his own mouth he was scared as shit. But on these internet streets, this motherfucker, Tough Tony, ain't shit scare him. Fuck everybody on these YouTube streets, right? Including the police. But he's scared in this interrogation room.
You can look at the picture and you look at it even within a 10-year time frame. Those pictures are almost when I just turned 24, I'm 39.
Okay, so those are all old pictures.
Yeah, you can look and see I had hair on. I'm going bald now.
Okay, so do you have some pictures?
Bitch, everybody see you going bald right now.
I have this one here.
Oh, yeah. Let me say something about it.
And Ryan, since you can't see, I'll just explain. This is the picture. This is one of the ones that you emailed me with where he's wearing a hat and wire rim glasses and holding a gun and what looks like maybe he's holding it by a towel or something.
Okay. So it appears to be a revolver of some sort?
Yes.
Accurate, Mr. Young?
Yes, I remember this picture. This is not a real gun. This was at my workplace, Brian. And recently, I had to go to court for this picture. A person said I threatened them with this. And I had to go to court in Chicago just 40 days ago, 60 days ago. I got reprimanded for this picture.
Huh? Say what now? All the crying and whining this motherfucker done did on this internet, we ain't heard nothing about going to court for allegedly threatening nobody, because all I keep hearing is Prima Donna did this and did that, and all Prima Donna doing is watching these stupid ass people be stupid.
By a judge. And I believe that so this is probably the same person that already done did the well-being checks. This is probably the same person that already done took me to court saying I threatened them. Now they forwarding the same thing to you.
Homie, in high school you was a man, homie. Looking ass.
And that, you're saying that's not a real firearm?
No, sir. That's why it's in the towel to make it look real.
What is it?
It is a thing that looked like a gun, but it don't come out. The thing that's in the middle, it don't come out. It's just like a prop gun.
Okay, and where'd you get that prop gun?
So this motherfucker again. He don't know how he's sitting in this goddamn room with these federal investigators. It's Prima Donna fault that his stupid ass like to put shit in wrappings and make it look like guns, get prop guns, all this shit he say he doing to put up this front for YouTube as a felon that ain't supposed to have no guns. Now he can go in there with this defense. It's not a real gun. And then wonder why they raided his shit just to verify, to ensure that there's no guns in his house, right? Right?
It was in my shop, at our powder coating shop in Chicago.
Okay, so it's not, you don't have that with you anywhere? That's not.
No, I don't own the firearm.
So you're saying that's a prop gun? Is it still at your shop?
I lost the shop recently. It wasn't mine. It was the dude I worked it for. It was his.
Okay. And what was the name of that place?
Stockyard Garage.
Okay, so you're saying this was a prop gun in there?
That was a prop gun at that time. It used to be laying around. Definitely not around now.
Give me a picture.
Yeah, I was pulling them up on my phone here.
Now Ryan, with this picture, with this picture right here, what do this have to do with the government official?
Well, see, we look at the totality of
Oh,
everything.
okay, I get you.
So, you know, there's a lot of pieces of puzzles.
Okay.
But we have.
So let's listen to this agent tell you that he telling this dumbass motherfucker that why he keep trying to explain to them, oh, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. These people on YouTube doing this and that to me. They sending stuff to y'all to make it seem like I'm doing this and doing that, but never taking accountability to the fact that maybe I shouldn't have did this. Maybe I shouldn't have did that. I went too fucking far playing with people I say are informants. That is crazy as hell. And then when he explains that it ain't even about a specific threat made, it's the subliminals that these people get on these platforms putting out there trying to be tough Tony. Then when they get in the interrogation rooms, oh, I'm scared as shit.
But we have circumstances that seem very serious to us. We don't take them lightly, and we don't just wait around and see if something happens. Okay. So because of the totality of a bunch of things, and I'm just saying that these are little pieces of the main puzzle that I want the clarification on. And, you know, I'm sure you can imagine if we come across certain postings that are concerning to us involving government officials, and then you also have certain postings.
I get it now. I get it. That makes sense.
Firearms, that's obviously concerning to us.
I just seen him about to show me that picture right there.
Yeah, so Ryan, the picture that I'm pulling up here, that just so that he knows what we're looking at, is the one, it's the file that's named gun with a handgun, PNG, and it's a snapshot of a YouTube video. The YouTube video is titled, "What is Ann Donnelly," etc. And he's wearing like a gray sweatshirt and holding up what looks to be like a.
If you watch the whole live of this live, I clearly showed that it was a BB gun on the live. I showed that it was a BB gun, and the point of me showing that was to say people see stuff on TV and they just believe what they see. I actually showed that this was a BB gun on that live. I showed that it was a BB gun, and the point of me showing it was because I had already went through this on this first picture. I went on this first picture right here that you're showing me. I got dragged all through 21 for this picture. This guy said I'm threatening him. He's so scared. I got to go to court every damn day for it. And I went on with this BB gun on there to say, if you just saw a prop gun, our BB gun, this is the reaction people give you. I clearly showed that it was a BB gun on the screen. And, you know, I didn't know if you saw a BB gun, a prop gun. And if I show you that it's a BB gun, I showed clearly, I say, look, this is a BB gun. I even squeezed it so people can know, because I was trying to make a point that just off of this picture right here, how many times I had to go to court. So I was showing off of a prop gun, a BB gun, how I had got, you know, I was making a reference to it. And I actually showed that it was a BB gun in that video.
Because how did you show that it was a BB gun?
So again, let's just put aside that him saying, oh, it was a BB gun, it was a BB gun. The World Wide Web don't know the intent behind why you're putting up this BB gun with such malicious intent, with the rhetoric being spewed out here. Then to play dumb, like, oh, I don't know why I'm here.
Okay, and you said you pulled it?
Yeah, I pulled the trigger on it a couple times. You know, it's an air gun / cash out. So who is Ann Donnelly? I showed her is at the Senate who she is, the case that she's working on, because she's got to make the verdict on the R. Kelly situation. After that, I talked about Nature Boy. If you watch the whole thing, it's not about Ann Donnelly. It's about really Nature Boy, a guy who had a cult of women in his house and got arrested, and I did the whole thing. Her name is just part of the name on there because she was part of the topics. She ain't special to me. I know you work for her, but she's not special for me to really give a damn about her.
So
He said it right. He does a whole bunch of meshed topics to deflect from the message being sent in between said topics. Okay. See, these people get on these platforms and they feel like, oh, I can act like I'm giving commentary. I can act like I'm doing this. And it's going to camouflage the bullshit that I'm inciting on these platforms.
the end all talking about, you said that was all over a case.
The Andoni I was talking about was the Andoni that was in the paperwork that I either read or the footage that I showed. I only do commentary on what I see. If I remember rightly, from when I went to New York, she was the judge on the bench of the case.
Yeah, so do you remember what the content was in that when you were speaking that day about specifically?
I think the content was more on who is Ann Donnelly, as far as like who is she, where does she come from, what's her background, giving the public a general understanding of what organization she's with, her attitude when she was in front of the Senate, how I think she would rule.
Like her history?
Yeah, all the stuff that's on, public display. She sat at the Senate and gave an interview at the Senate. I might have played her interview at the Senate and gave my opinion on the interview. I might have also, I really don't know too much about Ann Donnelly. I can only say what she said on YouTube. So when I say who is Ann Donnelly, I'm really gonna pull it up and we're gonna look at it together. And who is she? Like, I don't know her like that.
Dolly, do you have the other photo?
Yeah, I can pull that up.
And if you get a chance, Ryan, and to watch that video, you will see that was the air gun, and I made sure that I showed it because I learned from the person.
That's all I was gonna ask you about is where would I be?
And that's something too, Ryan. How are you concerned, right, of possible threats to government officials, etc., and you haven't even took the time to go and watch my video, so you just went off word of mouth and coming at me like I'm a real terrorist.
I think you're assuming some stuff, Mr. Gunn. Okay. I never said that I'm mistaken off of somebody's word.
Okay.
I'm just you where I'd be able to find that video now.
That video, look, the video. What number is that on the video? Because all the videos got a number to them.
I'm saying they're saved somewhere, right?
Yes, they public. All of them public on YouTube. They all public. So what number was that video on the picture? What was that? What number was that?
Yeah, I'll pull it up. But I think he's asking where like the original.
That's it. I'm about to get on.
Oh, okay.
On the picture there, it might be just showing the picture.
Oh, here.
He's pulling it up here.
Hold on. So Ann Donnelly was doing the interview. That's how. So she was on the. She had did an interview. Ann Donnelly had did an interview
With you?
No, she had did an interview with a college student.
Oh, okay.
And I was saying who, now we can see.
Counting.
Yeah, I'm saying like now we can see who she is outside of the courtroom. And I played her interview. I ain't even saying nothing. Now let me show you that. That's probably right, so you can get a good look at it.
Obviously be a good lawyer, but I find that we talk a lot less as a judge.
Mr. Gunn is looking for a specific passage he wants to play for us on the video.
I want to show him that gun so he can know that that is a fake. I make sure to show him that it is.
And then we do have this, what could be characterized as a rushing case law, I would say. And I'm just
You fast forwarding through it?
Yeah, I'm trying to find the part where I had to do it. So the great thing is, I didn't even say nothing about her. She did all the talking. When she was done, I went to another subject.
I try to keep that in mind.
Maybe the middle mark is doing.
Knock your motherfucking move back. No, I'm not my own move back on life. Bitch, bite.
Isn't that about the 4:08 mark? All right, I think that's enough for now. Thank you.
But can you say that that's a BB gun? Are you convinced? Do you want me? Because eventually I'm going to show you that. Like on this, I showed them.
Okay, well, let's go ahead with the other, whatever you got it on.
Okay. Yeah, I think we have one.
And when I had that, I wasn't talking about no judge at all.
All right, this is the other photo. It's the one that says gun with shotgun.
A shotgun.
This right here.
Like I said, that's 20.
He said when he did that with the gun, trying to make it seem like he had a gun in the bag, but it was a prop, he wasn't talking about Donnelly. He was making his little threats to other people. So again, if they putting all this as the scope of why they got their eyes on him, and he's sitting here still trying to justify, oh, it's not real, does that change the intent behind what you're actually doing? Does that change the fact that you are using these platforms to incite other people to do other shit? Does that change the fact that, as I said, They wasn't going to sit around and wait and see if something happens to those prosecutors and that judge. But it's funny, we, the taxpaying citizens, we're supposed to sit around and just wait and see what happens from a scary ass bitch.
That picture's 20 years old. I had hair.
Where was that taken at?
I don't even remember.
You know, it appears to be in a house, right? At like a front door.
I don't even remember. Like I said, the picture like 20 years old. I had hair on the picture.
Do you still have that picture somewhere else? No,
that's why I like keep the picture. Like, you know, Facebook pictures or whatever. It's like one of them pictures, a throwback picture. I just keep it because I ain't gonna never have a picture like it again. So I just keep the picture.
Is that a shock?
So what does it change the fact that you like to try to threaten, intimidate, and put up this Billy Badass persona, and then you start pulling out old photos with you holding guns? What does that change that I'm saying and have been saying that doing shit like this is stupid? So to keep mentioning me, to keep doxing me, to keep playing with me ain't in nobody's best interest when you know a motherfucker like this can go and do exactly what he does openly on these platforms. Divulge a whole lot of information that people want to skip around. Selectively act like people just started fucking with him and skip how he just started fucking with everybody else.
Gun in your hand though at the time?
No.
Long ago?
No, I think that was an air gun too.
You're saying that's an air gun too?
Yeah. I don't own a gun, man.
Well, let me ask you this: the residence that you're at right now, firearms in that residence?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you live in any other place?
No.
And you lived in that residence on Cumberland Lane for 12 years, you said, approximately?
Yeah, approximately 12 years.
Is that where you do a lot of your posts and everything?
When I'm not in Chicago, I'm not in Waukegan.
What's in Waukegan?
I go up there from time to Powder Coat.
But I was talking to Elliot and Trolls there, and they said that you were taught off. So do you do that from home or you in the studio?
If I'm on the go, I have my green screen in my car to bust it out wherever I'm at. And if not, then I will, basically, if I'm at work, I sit up at work when my boss ain't around. And if I'm out with my kids, they go to sleep.
His boss? Did he say his boss ain't around? Hold the fuck up. Because I could have sworn the nigga act like he was, again, Donna. He don't work for nobody. He got his own trade. He just working out of somebody else's shop. The lies.
I set it up when they sleep. If you get a chance to, Ryan, and you actually watch my videos, like this video that you just talked about with the Ann Donnelly thing, if you watch the video, Ann Donnelly was doing an interview with somebody else. All I did was watch her do the interview. After she was done, I switched the subject to a whole different topic about some stuff going on with some whole. I was done. At the end of the show, grabbed that BB gun, said I'm gonna blow my brains out with the BB gun, squeeze the trigger, said it's a fake gun, crack some more jokes, and ended the live. I never even said nothing about Ann Donnelly. With
that incident with that BB gun that occurred after the one with the what you call the prop gun.
Yeah, that's why I did it. That's why I was really trying to tease that, man, a prop gun got me in all this trouble. Air gun, I squeezed it. I showed that it was an air gun, and I said how much trouble I had already went through. See that one thing that we had at the shop, it was like a welded thing. It looked like a gun, but it was a weld thing. It was like it was just steel. It didn't move or nothing, just steel.
So going back to what I just asked you, the Cumberland Lane address, that's your primary address. Do you have do you just post that in your video when you do that there? Or do you have an office or?
I normally would do it at the Stockyard Garage.
I know I've seen somewhere. Do you have an office there that you do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever post from home though? Because I saw some videos where it seemed like
sometimes
family.
I will post wherever I'm at. All I gotta do is just take my screen and set it up.
Gotcha.
Everywhere.
Always on your phone, or you can use computer equipment?
I use computer equipment on my phone, whichever one.
Okay, gotcha.
Now, can I just ask you a question?
Yeah.
Now, I kind of I'm feeling a little bit better. I was scared as shit. I'm still scared as fuck. But I can see with these pictures how I can honestly understand how I got here now. A little bit the pictures, but them pictures, like I said, one picture is 20-some years old. The other picture from December 20, the dude took me to court for it. I had to go through this whole thing with a judge, and now I got to stay 250 feet away from this guy and all this other shit. The screenshot of the YouTube live, is a BB gun, and I clearly showed it multiple times and showed the air cartridge on the live. When you pay attention to it and watch it, I clearly said this is an air gun, this is not real, etc. And I show. But going back to the government officials, I never ever threatened a government official. I can see how my pictures, how my attitude, how my words, but I would never threaten a government official. And if I was, it wouldn't be no damn New York person. What the hell? When am I going to get playing with some New York politician or official? I live in Chicago.
So can we go back to when you were in New York? You said you had a horrible experience.
Yes. Yeah, man. I had a one night stand with a chick in New York. She came to Chicago. She gave me some sex. It was probably the fucking worst thing I should have did because I have a woman. She took it to.
What kind of shit is this? See what I'm saying? He asking YouTube, did he snitch? And he's sitting in the interrogation room just volunteering stupid ass shit. Other reasons to why the motherfucker done got arrested, such as putting up somebody's naked pictures and shit in the midst of all the shit he was doing on this internet, which is why he got arrested for the sexual harassment. Not nobody's hurt feelings, not no disrespect towards a woman, but the actual revenge porn type of shit that he was putting on open display. But again, the hypocrisy. If they building this case around sex trafficking, child exploitation against Robert Kelly, and you got this man talking about he doing these protesters, getting these girls to come across state lines to have sex with them, even though he has a girl, according to him, and a babysitter that he's masking as the VP, even though this is what he's putting on display. The Mann Act don't apply to his broke ass. It just applied to R. Kelly. The trafficking, they investigating, they trying to figure out how it's associated with R. Kelly, not the prosecution of these people doing janky ass shit. Hold on 1 second.
Social media, telling everybody that I need to own up to it, I need to take responsibility and all this other stuff. And I belittled her, you know what I mean, and in return. And when I made it to New York, she had made a report on me for disrespecting her or something like that. And I walked out of the courtroom and I got handcuffed and took the central booking, and it was so damn embarrassing. You know, some people, when they snapping my picture and I was going viral, and it was horrible, man.
When was that, during the same time period you said you were there?
Yeah, it was during the same time period that I was there.
So that was during like the 4 to 5 days that you were there?
So one day I got to see the trial. The next day I talked to Court TV and did an interview with Court TV. I was supposed to been meeting up with a person that's doing a documentary, but our schedules coincide. I went up there on the 4th day for the to see what was going on in the court.
He was supposed to meet with somebody doing the docuseries.
And everything was, all the charges, everything was dropped. And I went home.
Did you only go to the trial one day?
I made it in that month, one day. The second day, it was an angry crowd of people surround my table. And when they surrounded my table, they were very upset with me about YouTube and the beat.
Damn, I did they ask that? They didn't ask nothing about nobody surrounding no table, none of this YouTube extra beef that you engaged in the midst of all the shit that they're investigating. He's supposed to have been part of this docuseries, according to what he just said. Sound like the same docuseries that had the key witness that they was tampering with on these internet streets. Oh, okay. This is very interesting.
Get on the wood while I was eating. They scared every damn body around me. And then, so look, the first day I went and seen the trial. The second day, I did an interview with court. The third day, people surrounded my table, angry or whatever the hell. And the fourth day, the girl got me arrested and got me detained, and I got released.
So the second day, you said you did an interview with Court TV. Was that at the courthouse?
Yeah.
Okay, was it inside the courthouse?
No, I was right in front.
Okay. When you said people surrounded your table, on it, where was that at?
Right across the street from that courthouse, it's a little restaurant right there where you got a little outside patio or whatever. I was sitting over there eating food. When you go up there for the trial or whatever, you have to be waiting from like 7 to to 9 before you even get in or whatever. I was sitting over there eating, and all these like 8 or 11 people came and beat on the wood, called me all out my name. They was all upset. I get it.
So, Mr. Guy, going back to that one thing we talked about when you were showing the building of the prosecutors.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that you said that day?
If I showed the building of the prosecutors, I either said we can protest over here. I either said contact the state's attorney's office in New York and ask them to prosecute the parents of the minors that was exploited by R. Kelly.
You don't recall anything else?
Definitely say no storming, no bum rushing, none of that.
So y'all heard what I'm saying. He telling. Yes, Judah, you caught it. Because again, y'all on these YouTube, I ain't gonna say y'all because y'all follow me, of course, but the people that follow these motherfuckers for all these years ain't catching the biggest issue I've had with these people doing these protesters, doing all this fundraising, linking up with the defense, linking up with these people from the inner circle, then playing dumb. Clearly, like I said years ago, some of these people think this man is guilty and they want to put more light on the propaganda of, well, if R. Kelly's guilty, prosecute this person and that person. Does this make sense to people who want to so-called advocate for this man's freedom, who feel like he's wrongfully convicted? Or does this seem like, again, the type of mentality that I have a problem with within the Black community, who feel like they could do certain shit publicly, can participate in illegal activities, then look for loopholes talking about some civil rights that nobody gives a fuck about, especially when it's associated to charges like R. Kelly was accused of. Don't nobody give a fuck about no damn civil right violations if they feel like this man was abusing children all these years. And because a lot of his supporters couldn't stand on business and keep beating it out there that these are the reasons we don't believe that these allegations are true, instead of feeding these narratives, clearly that is the disconnect between people like me and all these other so-called supporters who thought it was funny, who thought it was entertaining to play all in this man's case. Then, like I said, get in front of these interrogators scared.
None of that was on my agenda at all.
Do you remember when that post was, when that stream was?
Any stream I made is still up. And did they want to protest after the verdict? Or did they want to protest? Did they want to reach out and ask the prosecutor why she didn't prosecute the parents as well? I never had a problem. I never had a problem with the government official to want to do anything to them. I never had a problem with it.
I mean, I was just asking, do you remember what time period that was? That why you?
I've been home like at least a month or two before.
So hypothetically speaking, if people wanted to follow his logic and these parents and all these other people should be prosecuted, why spend your time on the internet beefing with people you claim to be informants, even though you ignore the dry snitching shit that these people do? Why sit up here and fuel these rhetorics behind these people talking about these people should be charged for engaging in so-called trafficking, when I believe a lot of us have documented and put on open display the shakedown that started from day one that led up into all of the things we saw playing out. Extortion. So to flip it and try to act like Robert Kelly was harassing victims and obstructing justice and all this other fuck shit that nobody else wanted to focus on as hard as they focus on what I think about what I'm seeing, that's the gag for me. You feel me? Because as I read in my other part that was cut off, these people ain't finna let Robert Kelly free, from my perspective, without him being vindicated. Okay?
The verdict was reached or whatever. When they reached the verdict, I said, if y'all want to do a protest, we can protest from here and go there to, because normally when I do protests in Chicago, we'll go from the Millennium Park, we'll stop by Kim Fox's office, and then we'll go to the MCC building. I done did at least 7 or 8 peaceful protests. I always get a police escort. So if I said I wanted to go to that building, more than likely I was going to get a police escort, and I was going to get some bullhorns, and we was going to do a protest. Like, I not storming no damn. I'm going to storm some people that'll put your ass in jail. What I'm storm them and say?
Okay, so that's all you remember. You said that you believe that you were back.
So now I can kind of like get where you're going with this. You heard me say I wanted to do a podcast.
Why would you get on the internet openly playing with these people? And then when you get yourself into trouble, start getting on the internet accusing people because you stupid.
Protest and go to protest outside of their office. I thought I had the right to do that. I wasn't talking about I have it. I have never did a protest without getting a police escort ever. I mean, I done made the Shade Room. I done made the New York Post. I done did interviews with Court TV. I done did 8 protesters. I did one in New York 2 years ago. I did several in Chicago. So when I was talking about going there, I'm still talking the same way I always do stuff. We're gonna get together. We're gonna get out and go harm the person.
You said that all in the post.
If I said anything about going there, the purpose would have going there, if I was gonna go there, if I was gonna show the office, if I was gonna show the route or whatever, it would be because we're going to protest. I protested in New York from Fort Greene, going all the way to the courthouse. I protested from Millennium Park, going to Kim Fox's office and the MCC detention center several times with police escorts. So if I'm, on my YouTube channel, there's people that support me. So if I start talking about we need to go to the state's attorney's office and let them know our opinion, that don't mean I'm saying we need the attorney's office. And no, we can get some bullhorns and get out here and speak our opinion. Storm your damn office when I can get a bullhorn and stand in front of your office and say whatever I want to say. I'm not that type of guy, man, to give a damn about some government officials to the point that I need to be stopping what I'm doing with my family to go out to New York for some government officials that I don't even know.
Now, that's one angle. Like I say to these people who try to discredit my work, because I'm not going to commingle with stupid ass people like this. I don't give a damn if they did 50 protesters. Motherfucker, you will never see Prima Donna in the midst of no stupid shit that they put on, for the simple fact, just the same way they can get their bullhorns and they can go out there and cut up pictures and do all this janky shit. They could have actually put in some paperwork, since they always on this internet talking about how good they pen game is. Everybody sending shit to the prosecutors. Everybody doing all this fuck shit. But nobody wanted to form no official complaints against these prosecutors. Nobody wanted to put out the grievances in official complaints when it came to the corruption and misconduct that we were witnessing. Instead, everybody liked to try to strike Prima Donna's videos. Oh, okay, but Prima Donna ain't in jail now, is she? I don't do shit like this. I don't engage in shit like this. And people trying to bring up people that I know or I was once affiliated with, dealt with in the past, like it still has something to do with me. Again, I don't control nobody. Nobody I've known in the past, nobody I know to this day. So to then try to put your notions that I'm supposed to feel some type of way about how people retaliate on these platforms when people keep stirring the pot, I ain't gonna entertain that either.
Any plans to frequent or to visit New York here in the near future?
I wanted to go back to New York for the sentencing, but I don't have the money. And the sentencing is going to be in 3-4 days. So no, I don't. And the only reason I would have went for the sentencing is so I can have commentary. The only reason I went to the trial is so I can give the people that's not there my spin of it, my opinion on what I saw, so I can make revenue off of it. This whole thing.
What did he just say? So he can make revenue out. What? I could have sworn the dumb bitch done spent years trying to make it seem like Prima Donna is trying to make revenue off of R. Kelly, because I make content on the topic that pretty much don't generate too much of nothing, considering I don't do all the extra shit these people do. I built my platform organically. I didn't have to spend day after day going live, lying and shit. I didn't have to spend day after day getting on my platform trying to get subscribers to hit my cash app. I didn't have to spend all this time trying to fundraise knowing R. Kelly wasn't going to get the goddamn money. Now, did I? But you got these people who participated in all this shit to fuck up this man's case that just wanted to create a stream of revenue instead of going to get a motherfucking job or a real hustle is the shit that I can't respect, especially when people want to be all in my comments trying to talk about what he said and she said that ain't reading no damn paperwork.
Thing is that my opinion in trying to make some money. Jail's not that serious.
All right, well, Elliot, do you have anything else?
No.
Can I ask you one last question, Ryan? If everything I'm saying, if you take the time and check and it checks out. You brought these.
Furthermore, if he was such a Don Dada, why would you need to come to YouTube to try to create a little revenue, as you saying that everybody else trying to do off R. Kelly's name? You the big ball and shot caller, the way he tried to portray it, doing all the party buses, doing all the protesters, he did everything according to him. But when it came down to this, he ain't had the money to do this. He was just trying to create a revenue, etc., etc.
That's against me, correct?
Well, I didn't bring charges against you. I swore out the complaint. The United States Attorney's Office released that.
In the day, being around old cars that I have, and maybe my friend in the back shit he ain't supposed to be doing. And I share those pictures on my YouTube wall, which is like my Facebook wall, but they're all old pictures that I just keep for the moments, memories. I didn't know that you would take a picture from here and a picture from there and a picture from here. And now it seems like I'm threatening some government official. To me, it's like you're manufacturing a case. You know what I mean?
Well, I think we're going to disagree on that one. I'm sure. I just don't go out there and manufacture stuff to bother people. That's not what I do. But listen, you'll have your day in court, sir. If there's anything else that comes up that you think would be important to hear to myself or the agents that you're with now, then feel free to do so. Other than that, I'll let the agents explain to you what is going to take place from this point. I believe that you asked them to let is it your wife or your girlfriend?
I'm sure it's mom, basically my wife.
If you asked them to let her know that you were arrested, I think that they're gonna
Yeah.
for you, but
Mr. Gunn's already made personal calls.
It's the last thing, right? Can you definitively say that I threatened a government official?
So I can tell you that there's charges that are against you for those that you have to get in court for.
All right.
The other thing I was going to say to you is that I don't know if the agents have explained it to you yet or not, but we're going to be seizing your phone.
Okay.
I don't know if they've asked you already or not, but I'm going to ask you again just in case. If you consent to search your phone,
no.
Make sure you said
no, sir.
Ain't that funny, Alicia? They run around here talking about some where were the parents waiting on the motherfucking Lifetime check. And then you see some of they stupid ass appear in Lifetime series. Then you see them on here waiting on the YouTube check and cash apps. But they got the audacity to try to patronize people who can see past they bullshit.
Okay. All right. So we're going to be seizing that for the time being. Just know where it is so you didn't know where it went. And then just go ahead and explain to you what's going to happen from here, and then we'll talk again. I'm not sure.
Okay, now, if you seize my phone because he had said something about they wanted to see if I ever tried to coordinate some type of plan. If you go through all my stuff and you see that I have never tried to coordinate any type of plan of doing any type of harm to anybody, if you go through my videos and see that I play with BB guns or air guns, you watch my whole video with Ann Donnelly name in the title, which the video wasn't just her. It said Ann Donnelly, Nature Boy, and others.
You heard what he's saying. He's saying it wasn't just what is that? Ann Donnelly. It wasn't just her. He was doing commentary on everybody. So this so-called perception of threats that they claim that they feel, he was doing to everybody. He asking, trying to confirm. So if y'all look through my devices and see that I wasn't doing this and doing that, well, what if they look through your phones and see that, bitch, you was fucking with every goddamn body? So to sit here and ask, why in the fuck is lead agent motherfucking contacting Prima Donna? Hold up. Cause y'all out here talking about some motherfucking revenge porn and old bitches showing nipples and shit. All this stupid ass shit these motherfuckers did that was not fucking necessary, but then want to play with Prima Donna. Let's figure this shit the fuck out. Cause you got the lead agent on the phone with this motherfucker. He's investigating child exploitation and sex trafficking. And you got this goofy bitch putting my child up, putting other people's explicit photos up, and he didn't censor that shit. Let me just tell you that I cropped that a little bit, but trust and believe, he didn't censor shit. So I don't know where these people that feel some type of way about the fake ass prayer warrior over there exposing herself and people showing it. Well, where the fuck y'all antennas been? But again, if you listen to these people on the outside of these so-called fake sectors give their opinions of how crazy they think R. Kelly supporters are, R. Kelly fans are, and you don't comprehend why Prima Donna tried to separate herself from the Shenanigans I don't know what to tell you at this point, especially when I show you why I say what I say. I don't care if I put it in a collage. I don't care if I start to release their information. I put the information you need to look at and think about a little more when you see these people who want to take credit for the paperwork they put in. They wanted credit for putting a lawsuit out against one of the federal witnesses. One of the witnesses that was in both cases, the Chicago and the New York. And they thought it was a good idea to try to sue her from a fan club member, whatever the fuck they got going on. And people skip why I'm bringing attention to these janky ass Facebook groups. They got these janky ass people in there doing janky ass shit that I wasn't gonna do. But I can watch them do it. I can watch them come out here and put out their false narratives and spins on information. But y'all won't say shit when it comes to this paperwork that people think I'm supposed to just voluntarily come out here and keep reading to people just because the way I decide to deliver the information that I get from the paperwork, from the stories, from all the propaganda and all the shenanigans that have occurred on these platforms openly, that has had me standing on business when it came to how they abused the RICO laws, they abused the Mann Act. If the Mann Act don't apply to Diddy, it don't apply to R. Kelly either. It's too many talking points people could have stood on instead of engaging with stupid ass people who wanted to embed themselves with people like me and Dana J. And then when we come out here and say things against the shit that they're doing, oh, you want to discredit us. That's cool. You can do that. But guess what? When you get finished, who's still going to be in jail? Who gonna be on these platforms still telling you that the man ain't gonna get out of jail if people keep playing these stupid ass games instead of all these smart brainiacs who watch my content, who know how to field complaints, who know how to do other things in that domain, want to sit here and play games in my comment section like I won't get the last laugh at the end of the day. The fuck? But again, it was cool when all I did was put the pieces out there and show you why I side-eye these people and the connections they formed. And then I went back and I showed you the fraud that I picked up on. All these signatures that look so different and the motives that these people had in participating with this bullshit. Okay? At the end of the day, these people can sit on here and play victim and act like Prima Donna just be fucking with them. But we can go down Prima Donna's list of all the shit this motherfucker post about Prima going all the way back to what? 2020. So when I started putting it on open display, including my child, including the photos he put out of this old girl, including all the orgies and shit these motherfuckers put on open display and they protesters, you got to be stuck on stupid to then turn around and ask me why I'm not going to sit over there and go to no protesters, why I ain't going to do this, why I ain't going to do that. Because, bitch, these people is crazy. Fuck is you talking about?
And I talked about several different things in that video. Never made a threat to Donna. I actually listened to our whole interview and respected her mind. If you go through all of this and you see that I never ever had no type of made a direct threat to anybody, will this continue on regardless? Would y'all still prosecute if y'all came to find out that this may be a mistake?
There's still an investigation, right? So there's no plan by myself or anybody that I work with to try and hold you accountable for something that's not accurate, okay? So my job is a fact finder, all right? So there's still...
He got a crush, all right. He gonna get his motherfucking feelings crushed, keep playing with me. Ain't no way in the fucking hell nobody gonna convince me what's going on with this motherfucker right here. Nobody. Because this goes beyond obsession. It's a lot of people on these platforms that were speaking in opposition to the point these people claim they had being on these platforms. They didn't want to put that energy into debunking the allegations, debunking the indictments. But I'm supposed to ignore all these people. R. Kelly supporters are harassing victims. R. Kelly supporters are doing this. R. Kelly supporters are doing that. So when I make the distinction that prima donna is prima donna, I don't speak for nobody but me. But you fucking crazy as hell. You think I'm gonna let these people keep doxing me, keep doxing my family, keep doxing people around me just because they feelings hurt that I think they some stupid dumb bitches.
There's an investigation going on, so obviously anything that we come up with that is going to support you or be against you is got to come out, and that's going to be provided. So that's why there's the justice, system. That's why the process is what it is. That's why you have a trial or court to go through all that stuff, and you're not just automatically sentenced or convicted of something. So we're going to make sure that exonerates you, so to speak, and that will be brought to light as well. And obviously, you have a role in that too. So I mean, the more help that you give us in terms of trying to point us in that direction too, then
that's what I was trying to ask you, right?
You heard what Ryan said? He said the more you give us, the more we can try to help you. Now he come on the internet talking about he beat the feds, and everybody that I know that could in clear conscience say that, they can come out and say their case was dropped. They don't come out and say, I took a deferred prosecution agreement, right? So if somebody else come out here and say, this is the reason why he got a deferred prosecution, and I personally don't give a fuck why he got a deferred prosecution, but I'm going to stand on the fact that I don't give a fuck about them damn prosecutors or judge that they think he sent subliminal threats to behind all of his documented history of stalking, harassment, and other shit that he got going on, including children, including sexual exploitation. And people don't understand why somebody investigating sex trafficking and child exploitation want to know, why is Prima Donna child? Why is Prima Donna photo? Why is all this pertaining to Prima Donna? Because you could see in those same videos he references, he makes a point to bring up Prima Donna. He makes a point to post about Prima Donna instead of taking all his energy toward the motherfuckers that keep saying proudly, yes, I'm doing this. Instead of just sticking with them, now you gotta put this whole conspiracy together in your mind. Oh, Prima Donna gotta be doing this because she think I'm stupid and she don't fuck with me. So because she putting on display the type of shit that I'm doing to her, I'm supposed to try to convince the whole wide world that she's a liar. But guess what? I don't give a fuck. The fuck they got to do with R. Kelly?
If I give you evidence to, prove that I'm just a regular dude, I'm just a regular, all I do is go to work. I've been in trouble before with the law plenty of times, to the point that all I do is just go home every now and then when I have a free moment at work. I sit my thing up.
Bitch, that ain't all you do. All you do is get your motherfucking goofy ass on these platforms and talk shit. And that's cool. It's a lot of rage bait content creators on these platforms, and that's cool. I don't give a fuck about them either, just like I don't give a fuck about him. The only point that I maintained all these years was the shit they were doing was not going to free R. Kelly. I don't give a fuck if they did 50 to 100 protesters talking about one man ain't no enterprise while sitting here linking up with the fucking enterprise being implicated and doing janky ass shit.
They go live with my kids. They go to sleep. I sit my thing up and go live. Today I was going to talk about Roe versus Wade. My show ain't dedicated to no government officials. I talk about everything. I've been on YouTube 3 years. I talk about everything that happened in the world in the last 3 years. My content is not centered around no government officials. It's not centered around threats. It's not centered around that type of format. I'm not that type of guy.
No, his content is centered around being a stupid moron. You can deliver your freedom of speech however you choose you want to do so. But to sit here and be oblivious to the fact that freedom of speech does not cover criminal activities, the perception of threats, and all the shit they did openly, I don't know what to tell you.
Again, listen, you've been very respectful to myself, my colleagues, and I hope that you feel that these are how the stars align, and we have to go this route now. So, like I said, there's things that you can bring up in the future that will help you out, where it's not like those things are not going to be brought out. I mean, that's our job is to find the facts no matter where they be. Okay.
All right.
And you're going to get a lawyer.
That's been in the past, and I'm not going to badmouth any law enforcement, and I don't know the circumstances that you've been involved in. But
So let's just say, for instance, if I told you can go through my phone and check whatever's in there, right? If you go through my phone, you check everything that's in there, you don't find anything in reference to no New York threats, guns, any of that, right? Where do we go after that?
well, see, this unfortunately.
You hear what he keep asking? If you go through my phone and you see this and you see that, so what if they go through your phone and they see probable cause that would give them the impression that you out here doing the janky ass shit you were doing? Huh? And what if the people watching this interrogation can put 2 and 2 together to recognize that you had more conversations outside of this interrogation room, right?
This whole process it takes time, right? So it's not like even if you said, "Hey, go ahead and go through your phone," it's not like the agents there are going to go ahead and spend the time to go through phone. And even if they did, there's certain things that are recovered from phones that aren't visibly viewed. Okay, that take time to do. So it's not like it's a quick process. So that's only one part of the investigation. I mean, we're seeing it as evidence right now. So it's not like that's a band-aid and you just pull it off and it goes away. There's still an investigation that's going on. And like I said, we're going to do our part. Anything that you can provide that is actually, in your favor, obviously that's just that.
Right now, I know I'm charged with 18 USC something, etc. Is the gist of what I'm charged with is making a threat to a government official from that video? Because if so,
you are just making threats to the government officials, yes.
From that.
Now, he done already told this motherfucker multiple times, it ain't just about that video. So again, as he spent all these years on these platforms, they sending in clips. They not sending in the whole video. Bullshit. Just reflect on what's going on here. Because like I said then, Prima Donna don't have access to these videos and all that other shit on these platforms that they hide, delete, and et cetera, et cetera. But guess who does?
That specific video with Ed Donnelly on it?
It's not specific to anything. It's the whole totality of a bunch of things. So
okay.
The whole totality.
Comes out when we go forward with the investigation and the process.
Now the pictures with air guns and stuff like that, when I posted them, the pictures was posted in 2021. The picture was originally posted on my Facebook in 1998, 2001, or 2002.
And yet the purpose in posting it in between all your rants and threats and shit was what? To try to intimidate. I can't make this shit up.
And what I'm saying is, okay, you're saying that the YouTube live, you might have took that in a threatening form of etc. And pictures that I already shared in 20 or 98, you're going to take those pictures and put it to this now? Like, you see what I'm saying?
What I said, Mr. Gunn, again, and I'm not going to belabor this point too much longer, but I want to give you I want to answer your questions too, But I didn't say that at all. If you recall, I told you that I've seen some pictures that are concerning to me. Okay. So I didn't say that I was taking a picture and putting it towards anything. Okay. I just brought up some pictures and I had the agent show you, and I wanted to talk to you about it because, as you noted, you can understand why we would have some concerns with some of those photos, right? And
you hear how he tried to play them like he played these people on YouTube. So you try to take a picture from this and a picture from this and put it like this. No, motherfucker. Because if you don't have the pieces to the puzzle to see what's going on, how you going to come to the right formation of what's playing out? That's equivalent to these people that obsess about why I put the information I hold into the form of collages and think that because you try to discredit the collages that I'm still not saying, hey, these people can go and pull all these accounts, all of these motherfucking janky profiles that these people have operated under. So rather than try to discredit what we know they did publicly, why not just clear the air and just talk about what was going on? But when you see them come out and try to target me and incite other people to target me and my channel, It don't take a genius to recognize why I keep saying they dumb. Okay?
Those photos. That's what those were. I wanted to talk to you about those photos. I never told you I was bringing those photos and throwing them towards something or anything like that. All right. You let your mind go, and I understand why, because you're in this position. But just, I wanted to explain that to you. I didn't say that I was taking those photos and throwing them at you. Okay? All right.
He never said he was taking nobody's word. This is just what he has come up with in his crazy ass mind, instead of taking accountability for what he does.
Elliot or Jules, do you have anything else? Otherwise, I'll let you explain to Mr. Gunn what the process is now and what's going to happen from here. And then once you guys get that all squared away, feel free to give me a call back. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll let you know. There may be an initial tomorrow or maybe Monday. We'll see.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
All right. We'll talk later, Ryan. Bye. All right. So,
Elliot,
yes, sir.
I very much appreciate how you treated me.
Likewise.
But honestly, Elliot, I promise you, you just heard what he said. Like I said, some of them pictures is from 1999, 2002, etc. And that's a fact. Except for the one that was from 20, which I had to go to court for with that guy or whatever.
I know where you're going. And are you familiar with the old saying, comes from Roman history, crossing the Rubicon? Are you familiar with that? Mm-hmm. Basically, like, there's kind of a certain point that you reach where it's like, okay, now we've crossed. That's right. And so,
but what I'm asking you, though, what I'm asking both of y'all, from what y'all witnessed, heard, and seen, do you really, you ain't gotta, sugarcoat with me, just tell me the truth. Do you believe that I threatened a government official? Honestly, from what you've seen and heard.
I know what all Ryan has.
And
so I couldn't comment.
See how retarded he is? What you thought they was gonna say? Nah, man, I ain't see no threat. You was just playing. You don't shut your stupid ass the fuck up. If you give somebody the perception of a threat, again, they wasn't gonna wait to see what happens with them. But we, the people, we supposed to wait and see. Which is why I say I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna put it on open display, and whatever happens gonna happen, because I don't give no fuck. What the fuck you gonna do? You ain't gonna stop shit over here. You feel me? You feel me? Because these people got this shit confused. Like I said then, I wasn't here to try to be the biggest fan, the biggest supporter, to act like I know all this and know all that. My objective was real clear. Real clear. So let's go back to what I just shared a while ago. Because again, these people think that they really be doing something in trying to discredit my collages. So I'm going to just break down a couple for you. And the biggest red flag, like I said, these people had no problem with Dana J at one point, and that's their business. But then to bring all of their personal issues onto YouTube, to keep going back and forth and keep acting like they can talk about him, they don't like his response. Instead of leaving him the fuck alone, we just gonna keep fucking with him. We gonna keep going to platform, and then when Prima Donna comes out here to try to be the neutral party and let everybody know, hey, this shit is dumb. It's not going to help R. Kelly. None of these allegations surround the shit that they're cooking up. And these people are fake and flawed as fuck, considering I gave you the blueprint as to why I give reasonable doubt as to how people were able to infiltrate R. Kelly's so-called inner circle. How these people that were affiliated with R. Kelly were able to bring in certain people to facilitate these narratives. And then when they found themselves in hot water, get to pointing the fingers, just like we saw on these YouTube streets. Like this lady here, one of the first supporters that I brought to my platform, if you can recall. If you don't, go down my lives, go all the way down to where you see something in the pretense of R. Kelly supporter. And there will be the first video in which you hear me conversing with this lady. Now, I've seen her engaging with Dana. I've seen her engaging with others. Even seen her engaging with Snitch 9, Larry McGee. But the fact of the matter is, I clearly came out here and told y'all that individuals believe this man is guilty and told me so. So when I put certain things out here publicly, like the messages that she sent me, and messages we've exchanged. And even when it came to that lawsuit that she claimed credit for, that the other stupid idiot over there said he penned, wanting credit for that, then came back out here saying, well, I just gave the lady a ride. Well, Prima Donna wouldn't know what the fuck occurred. But all Prima Donna said was trying to sue a so-called victim of R. Kelly as a fan club manager is dumb, when R. Kelly could have shut all this shit down from the beginning. Don't take a genius to hear that. Don't take a genius to recognize why I said what I said when it came to these people. Now, this message right here from this same individual, she says, and I'm gonna read it because people act like they can't realize, even with these images, these collages, the receipts, you can always zoom in so you can see the writing. Okay. So what's displayed here is a message from Darlene April, who you also saw in precedents talking about, regardless of what happened, she was still going to support R. Kelly. And again, people overlook what I just said. Let's read what she said in this message. While Dana J has been a fucking distraction, he knew Rashonda was testifying and the reason R. Kelly can't get out, because they say he sent our family out of the country, made it seem like she was on a tour. That's how the charge of obstruction of justice and witness tampering came into play. And they used a letter that was sent to Faith Rogers as proof that he is still capable of doing this again. If you go to the state of New York, answer that they filed in motion for him to be released on bail. It's all in there. They don't say name, but they state the facts. Also, they say he was going to flee to Dubai because Azriel and Joycelyn applied for passport. That's why they said he's a flight risk. Now, that's where I cut off the message. Now, did y'all hear what she's saying? At that time, she was saying she knew Roshona was testifying. She's saying that Dana knew Roshona was testifying. At that time, Dana was saying that she wasn't testifying. And clearly my position was to leave room for doubt for simple reasons. If you read the paperwork, they said she was expected to testify, but that was no guarantee. Now, if you fast forward and go to the paperwork Bo Brentley put in months ago, you would see with the emergency release, you would see that information has been obtained that would implicate the same Larry McGee that tampered with Azriel, allegedly, did the same thing to Rashona, aka Boss Baby. Then when you go to the messages between the prosecutor and Boss Baby, and nobody wants to stand on business when it comes to the corruption on display, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. Because again, we saw these people jump from platform to platform on all the supporters, and then some get to feeling some type of way because I don't want no parts of the foolishness. So when it came to her, what did she do? She didn't like what I had to say. She felt like I was silently dissing her because I said the lawsuit was dumb, that I said these people think R. Kelly's guilty. When I stand on the truth, they turn against me and go to the next blogger. And then when I put out here a collection of what's going on as a whole totality, it's the same synopsis as what the agent was saying when it came to these threats. It's not about a perceived threat per se in a video. It's the totality of everything going on, right? So even when all this shit was going on, you had them janky Olsen twins, which you can see at the bottom right, sending me messages talking about, am I spreading this narrative about them trying to get power of attorney to steal R. Kelly's money? Now, where would that shit come from? Where have you ever heard Prima Donna say that the damn Olsen twins were out here trying to get the power of attorney to steal? When you heard me clear as motherfucking day say, I don't trust the motherfucking Olsen twins, nothing they got to say. They coming out here leading the feds to certain information, playing with these supporters, getting on their platforms, making them look dumb. And while they sitting here coming at me, they need to go over there and holler at them motherfucking Olsen twins. The fuck? Because they've also brought out who the power of attorney was. who the money man was. So to come out here, and I don't know if somebody went and told them that I was spreading this rumor, which is why they jumped in my inbox. Clearly, this is why I say all of them dumb. The fuck? That's what this means, in case you're wondering. Hold on, let me show it. I ain't even show it. My bad. I thought this video been up this whole time. My bad. I mean, not the video, this photo. So what I was just describing, that's this photo. You got the lady at the top holding her lawsuit papers with the crash dummy. You had her going to all their little functions. Cool. I don't give a fuck. You got them standing out there, and all the narratives that was put out here with the fan club manager suing surviving R. Kelly participant Geronda Pace. You got Geronda Pace coming out here putting up her so-called proof that got R. Kelly's signature on it, which I demonstrate could be fraudulent. And then, like I just mentioned, the message from the Olsen twin talking about this power of attorney shit. Meanwhile, you had Sharon Wimbush, who was giving these motherfuckers the kudos for the lawsuit. But who am I? Who am I? It's just my opinion that it was dumb. It's just my opinion that if anybody should have sued Geronda and Jim Derogatis, surviving R. Kelly, anybody, Faith, if anybody should have did anything, it should have been R. Kelly, not these crash outs, not these people talking about they just here to help, not these people saying I got all the information to free R. Kelly. Meanwhile, y'all see him get convicted twice and still sit here and have to keep fighting for vindication. Okay? This photo is clear representation of what I'm saying. The fact that these people were cool with Dana, go over there with these other people, sit around and watch them attack Dana. Don't say a bitch ass thing. Don't say what they did. Don't put their part in it, nothing. But then act like they slow when I say I don't fuck with none of these people for this reason. Because this shit is fake as fuck. They show you how they can get next to people and try to flip the narratives and try to sabotage people, but they will not get on this bitch and tell you why I think they slow. Then they'll get on here and start doxing your family, and people will sit over here. That's funny. That's funny. I don't give a shit. Okay? You can make 100 motherfucking videos, get your 200, 300 views. It's not going to change what I'm saying. Okay? Like this shit. Motherfucker can get on this platform and keep putting up everybody else shit. All these people are informants. Everybody that I've essentially had communication with, just like they had communications with. But we have different opinions, clearly, because I don't run with their bullshit. But I will expose it, and that's why they fucking mad and try to include me in the bullshit. Look, who is that? Who is that? That's me, right? He could sit here and do this R. Kelly propaganda saga, and in the midst of his rants and raves, he can mention me every time he fucking felt like it. But then when I responded, when I shut down the lies he told, oh, it's a fucking problem. I thought they told y'all I bought a food truck with R. Kelly's defense fund money that they knew damn well was a secure trust fund that they were using to come out here and deflect when they were all scamming, period. But that didn't have nothing to do with me. Didn't really give a fuck. None of this shit. None of this shit. Just all every time you turn around, they putting my motherfucking pictures up, my kids up, all this shit. But then I respond, I'm the fucking bad guy. I don't give a fuck. You feel me? So I'm going to close this video out with this simple message. We're waiting on the order or the replies. We're waiting on the government's reply on the motion for new trial. And then it's going to be followed up with R. Kelly's response. This is what's going on currently. So as much as I would like to keep the focus on the current, for those that want to keep refurbishing the past can clearly see my position. I don't give a shit who you like, who you don't like. If you can't be real enough to say that the shit that you saw on open display all these years didn't help R. Kelly, all of these legal situations these people put themselves in, capping for YouTube, ain't got shit to do with me. And the fact that if you speak on me, don't get offended when I respond in the way I choose to respond. Okay? With that being said, again, shout out to everybody in the chat. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you're on my Patreon, I'll be dropping the paperwork for that order on the motion to disqualify. Other than that, y'all have a good night.